Good morning, good afternoon, and a good evening to you, Dr. Jasrina. My name is Alexander Wong Jiun-Kit, and this is my group presentation video for our assignment 2 for the subject Design Thinking and Creative Problem Solving. These are my teammates, and our topic for the assignment is all about coconuts. And it's a play chain across ASEAN. Now, I will pass it to my group mate for the introduction to our topic.
Hi everyone, my name is Ruth, and let me begin by introducing the ASEAN coconut industry and its current challenges. The coconut industry is a vital contributor to agricultural production and economic activity across ASEAN. It supports food manufacturing, exports, and rural livelihoods, particularly among smallholder farmers. However, despite its importance, the industry continues to face productivity, sustainability, and competitiveness challenges. Across the region, coconut processors experience several interrelated issues such as fruit supply shortage, limited technical and market information, price volatility, and the lack of reliable international market data due to weak institutional coordination. Structural issues such as weak public-private partnership, shortage of skilled labor, and inadequate processing facilities further constrain the industry performance. Together, these challenges limit the industry ability to meet growing global demand and highlight the need for stronger coordination and supply chain modernizations. In response, this project aims to enhance organizational readiness for Industry 4.0 by integrating digital technologies into traditional coconut manufacturing and supply chain operations. Currently, data across farming, post-harvest handling, processing, inventory, and quality control is fragmented, manual, or paper-based, limiting real-time visibility and informed decision-making. The proposed solution is the implementation of an ERP-enabled digital supply chain system to centralize end-to-end processes, improve transparency and responsiveness, and enhance resilience and competitiveness across the ASEAN coconut industry.
We have applied the Double Diamond Framework to systematically analyze these coconut supply chain issues and quality issues across the Asia. The Double Diamond Framework consisting of two main phases. First diamond will be focusing on understanding the problem. The second diamond will be on developing the solutions. Across these two diamonds, there are four key stages, which is discover, define, develop, and deliver. And the beauty of this Double Diamond Framework is it is a continuous and iterative process, means that we can actually look back at any stages to refine the insights and continuously improving our solutions. The discover stage, we have identified a few of major issues. Firstly, it will be the inconsistent raw material quality. In current industry, there's no unified grading standard, and also inspection are done manually and subject to different interpretation. This is resulting in the high rejection rate at export and also road traceability. And secondly, the fragmented and manual data system are limiting all this visibility and audit readiness, as they are all stored in different channels and very difficult to be unified. And thirdly, it will be the supply instability driven by climate variability and labor shortage, and leading to unpredicted yield quality and volume. The define stage, we prioritize three business critical risks, which will be the raw material inconsistency, supply instability, and also the contamination and compliance exposure. At this call, we have identified that the main issues will be coming from the upstream supply, and due to lack of standardization, traceability, and also digital coordination. To address these issues, we actually explore four key digital capabilities. First will be the Internet of Things, to enable us to have a real-time data captures and inputting all the data into the ERP system with QR-based batch tagging. Secondly, we also can have an AI-assisted quality screening using the machine vision to automate the grading process and hence reducing the human error. Third, mechanized harvesting support using a robotic arm can also improve the productivity and reduce on labor dependency. Fourthly, we can also have an integrated platform for all the stakeholders to have a share of a dashboard to better coordinate and also planning of their process. Deliver stage, we will integrate all these capabilities into a unified ERP-based digital ecosystem, and this is including a real-time quality and traceability dashboard, an end-to-end digital batch tracking system, and a closed loop of a buyer feedback integration. And lastly, will be machine learning driven the yield and defect optimization. And these all outcomes will be measurable as well in lowering the rejection rate with a stronger compliance and also reliable quality issues with improved productivity.
Moving on, from the double diamond analysis, we have analysed a few areas in the coconut industry that require attention. In total, there were 7 issues identified, and the biggest issue is the inconsistent grading where farmers assess the coconut maturity based on their experience and intuition, which vary widely. Even so, with the most experience, some farmers still tend to make mistakes. For them to monitor variables such as soil health and weather conditions by themselves is too much information for them to handle. If this keeps up, crops will face degradation if they are harvested before they are fully matured. Records may be lost through time, and errors may not be communicated across farmers without a proper system. Therefore, by implementing a system using wireless networks which are composed of numerous microsensors, farmers will be able to acquire all the data necessary and issue protocols for autonomous technologies to optimize agricultural operations. This can solve all the issues, where manually it is very taxing, but digitally, it will ease the burdens of farmers and aid them in enriching and optimizing their crops and their lands.
So what we are proposing is to have an ERP system that supports a closed-loop quality assurance cycle. So from farm data captured all the way back to feedback. So instead of treating quality checks as a one-off inspections, the system continuously feeds results back into future harvesting decisions. And the key idea here is that the ERP doesn't just collect data, it also helps farmer understand why a batch was rejected, so every rejection becomes a learning opportunity rather than lost. So to break this down, the process starts with farm-level data captured using IoT sensors and mobile logging. Then it will be processed in the ERP system where quality thresholds and alerts are applied. Cooperatives get real-time visibility through dashboards, which supports faster quality decisions. And finally, rejection reasons and quality reports are sent back to farmers, closing the loop and guiding improvements for the next harvest.
Hello everyone, my name is Boon Yang and I'll be presenting the Organization Transformation and Readiness portion. To ensure that this ERP integration isn't just a software update but a true evolution, we have applied a Change Impact Assessment or CIA based on the proxy framework. We're evaluating the magnitude of change across 4 specific lenses: people, process, technology, and governance. Our primary focus is to standardize workflow and digitizing data capture right at the source of our upstream coconut operations. The heavy lifting happens within the SAP S/4HANA Quality Management module. This is where we see our most critical shifts. We aren't just changing tools, we're changing how we work, how we want to be implementing a digital grading checklist and real-time batch traceability. This means that days of chasing paper trails are over, automated inspection records and live analytics dashboard will now actually give us a single source of truth. While the technological shift is high, we also anticipate moderate adjustments in accountability roles and data regulation compliance. So many of the stakeholders here are involved, and this is where the people and tech and process lens are also included. Now, we aren't flipping a switch overnight, and this approach actually requires a long-term plan and roadmap. Instead, we're using an incremental block-based strategy to ensure sustainability. We have to be realistic because readiness across ASEAN region is really uneven and scarce. Especially for our small medium enterprise partners, we're navigating the triplet threat of financial constraints. There's also like the whole concept of skill gaps and natural resistance to change, and also like people are very conformed to inertia, to their own inertia, where they are comfortable in their own comfort zone. And we aren't just delivering a system, we're also managing a transition, a large-scale transformation. So our roadmap is clear and phased. Phase 1 is all about tight and enable quality, getting the infrastructure right, and phase 2 follows with governance and training to ensure that the change sticks. We're also moving from a reactive culture to a more data-driven one. So up next, I'll be presenting the strategic growth and disruption and opportunities within the ASEAN market. Now that we have covered the how, which is the organization transformation and implementation phase, let's look at the why through the lens of the NSOF metrics. We aren't just implementing software, we are leveraging an ERP integrated digital supply chain to drive growth and disrupt traditional industry boundaries. Our goal is to move from manual processes to a high-tech, data-driven ecosystem. So, number 1, we do see, there's an opportunity for market penetration and efficiency, starting with how our competitive edge comes from digital quality controls by slashing rejection rates and minimizing waste through consistent automated grading. We aren't just helping organizations to save money and cost. We're building the certification credibility needed to lock in buyer confidence and maximize retention in our current markets. Next, in terms of market development, we do see that the ERP serves as our passport to global expansion, which enables us for a global scalability. The digital audit trails allow us to meet incredibly strict sustainability and import standards required by the EU and North America. This allows us to scale globally and lower our dependency on local markets without needing to redesign our core products. Number 3, if we look at product development, we're using product lifecycle data to innovate. We're moving beyond raw commodities into higher value derivatives like oils, vegetables, beverage, certified cosmetic ingredients, etc., etc. With real-time data, we are definitely able to minimize the uncertainty usually associated with new product launches and new product market penetrations. Next, if you want to talk about diversification, this is our ecosystem evolution where we are transitioning from being traditional agriculture supplier to becoming a technological participant. Through technology like blockchains or IoT-based smart farming analytics, we are building another level of long-term resilience that few industry can actually match. So to wrap up, right, this is about Industry 4.0 breaking down a process that is silo, a process that is, traditional. We are eliminating subjective inspection and manual records to reduce information asymmetry and to cut out inefficient middlemen. We're not just following the market, we're taking the lead in sustainability and transparency. Thank you.
So to conclude, the key insight that we've obtained from analysis is just that there's not going to be a wholesale organizational transformation required for this solution to work. So based on our change impact assessment, this is a case of targeted technology adoption rather than a structural overhaul. And organizations can just start small by implementing core modules such as data capture, quality tracking, and basic traceability before scaling further. So this will reduce resistance to change, lower implementation risk, and makes adoption more realistic for smallholders and cooperatives. In short, this is an incremental, modular approach that aligns with existing workflows rather than replacing them. So finally, using the double diamond framework, we've identified that many of the critical problems originate at the upstream farm level stage of the supply chain. Our proposed solutions directly addresses these issues by improving data visibility, traceability, and feedback mechanism, rather than adding complexity. Practically speaking, this leads to reduced batch rejection rates, more consistent raw material quality, and faster identification of quality issues at the source. Strategically, better traceabilities enable access to premium export markets. Also, high quality data supports future product development, and early adopters can help shape regional quality standards. And finally, the system is future-proof. So what started as a quality assurance today can later scale into predictive analytics, demand forecasting, and deeper integration with downstream buyers. Thank you very much.